How are you? How are you? How are you? Hello. I see Monique has joined us live. Hi, Monique. How are you? If you can hear me loud and clearly, Monique, just let me know that you can hear me loud and clearly. Hello, everyone. Hello. Yes, I see BC. Get Busy Living. I like that name. Get Busy Living. Hello, Rachel Smith. Hello, Vindy. If everyone can hear me loud and clearly, just let me know. I had some technical stuff going on, but I think we're good. I think we're together. So I'm just waiting on some of my tried and true day ones. There's some of my clients actually. If you all can just let me know that you hear me loud and clearly. Hey, yes. Thank you so much, Monique. Thank you so much. I'm going to get started. So hello, welcome to the Biz Lab. If this is your first time here, prepare to be inspired, empowered, and educated. I'm going to briefly introduce myself, but to those of you who are new to the Biz Lab, I'm here every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and I bring you an online biz lesson. Since we're at the beginning of the year, I decided that I actually wanted to do a mindset. I wanted to do a mindset lesson because as a coach, from years of being an online business coach, predominantly to women, I found that if you don't get your mind right first, it's going to be hard for you to implement. So with that being said, if you're ready to roll with me, if you're ready for me to show you how to create some sexy goals. See, I only create sexy goals. Sexy goals. If you're ready for me to show you how to create sexy, how do you spell sexy? Well, let's just keep it to S-E-X-Y. I want you to type X-E-X-Y in the comments, and we're going to get started. Okay, so I'm waiting for you guys to say sexy. So you can't hear me. I wonder why. Some of you are saying you can't hear me. If you can hear me, tell me you can hear me. So Get Busy is telling me that, okay, so people can hear me, because if Monique is saying she can hear me, then you guys can hear me. So I'm going to get started with today's lesson. I'm going to get started how you can create those sexy goals. All right. Give me a second. All right. So here we go, ladies. Here we go. How do you create sexy goals? Okay, this is what this is all about. How to create sexy goals. You guys told me that you were ready, and you want me to show you how to create those sexy goals. Here we go. So before I go into that, let me explain who I am. My name is Shalina Diva. I'm a life and business coach. I'm an award-winning speaker. I'm a best-selling author. And my life philosophy, and this is why I call myself Shalina Diva, is because I believe my philosophy is to discover, invest, value, and appreciate your life and business. That is what DIVA stands for. Discover, invest, value, and appreciate your life and business. This is my book, Fire Your Friends, A Woman's Guide to Becoming Her Own Best Friend. I have been featured on the Dr. Oz Show, Cosmo Magazine, locally in the Philadelphia Tribune, and on Fox nationally. I am very excited about that. This looks good, right? You see this picture of me? I'm looking good, and I'm feeling fabulous in the picture. But it wasn't always that way. In fact, for 2 years, ladies, I was homeless. After I left a toxic relationship, it was a 6-year relationship that had become toxic. How many of you have ever been in a relationship that started out well, started out great? You thought this was the love of your life, and then it just went sour. Type sour in the comments. Type sour in the comments. That's what happened. And on this day, June 18th, 2012, I decided to leave my son's father, and all I had literally was this car he had bought me and those black trash bags filled with 6 years worth of my life in there. That's all I had. And sometimes when I look back on this picture, I'm like, wow, you should have done better than that. You know, that's all I had. I made the decision to let my son stay with his father because I didn't know where I was going. I literally did not know where I was going. For 2 years, I was homeless. I was so homeless and so broken and broke that when I finally got back on my feet, ladies, when I finally got back on my feet, you know, and found a place of my own because I was living with different family members, I had enough money to pay for the deposit and a few months worth of rent, but I did not have any money to furnish my place. And I really wanted to have a furnished place. And so I listened to God. I prayed about it. I started a GoFundMe account. And I was embarrassed at first, but I was obedient. And in one day, my friends on Facebook raised $1,000, and I went on to raise over $7,500 to furnish my apartment. So never let anyone dictate to you what you can and you can't have based upon your circumstances, because people will look at me like, well, if you can't afford it, you can't have it. But when you serve an awesome God who's going to provide for you, that's not true. So if you feel me on that one, type provide in the comments. Remember, you serve an awesome God, Jehovah Jireh, who will provide for you no matter what people say or your circumstances. And in the midst of me being down and out and people talking about me, I still believed that I had the final say in my destiny. I still believed what God said about me in my, and that, Deuteronomy 8:18, that he has given me the power to create wealth. I still believed that. I still believe that. So one day I wrote myself a $100,000 check. And it was, based on Deuteronomy 8:18, the power to create wealth. I wrote it out to me, no one else but to me. And it was drawn on the Power to Create Wealth Bank. And it was for $100,000. And the idea, where it says for, the idea was for a program, a business program that I created. And it was drawn on the bank of Power to Create Wealth Bank, but it was through Jehovah Jireh. My God will provide. And so many people wonder, where did you get that big check from? One day I was outside of my office and I saw these two big giant checks. And what I did was I dived in a dumpster and got one of those checks, because I remember this from The Secret when it was talking about if you write yourself a check. So I did it. And I did it because I remember what a really close friend of mine said. She says, everything you need is in your hands or at your feet. Ladies, remember, everything you need is within you. It's in your hands. It's something that you are skilled at, or it's at your feet. Your feet can take you where you need to go. The word says, when you commit your works unto the Lord, and he will direct your path. What you need is in your hands or it's at your feet. And my good friend Rhonda B. Hodge, she told me that. Never forget that. And guess what, ladies? It worked. This is a snapshot actually from last year, where I was the same woman who was on welfare, who was homeless, who needed people to help her provide furniture. And guess what? This is a shot of one of my bank accounts. And, if you see on the far left of the ledger, every day, just about every day, money was being deposited into my account. Remember, I was a woman who was on welfare, who was homeless, and everything else. If this can happen for me, it can happen for you. I want you to type in the comments, happen for me. Because that's actually going to be one of the strategies I'm going to teach you about how you can create sexy goals. So type happen for me in the comments. Not only that, ladies, I was able to write my own story. Welfare and homeless to six figures in a year, to six figures in 1 month. The Shalina Diva story. Throughout my 2 years of being homeless, and even up till now, I've had so many people to try to dictate what my life story should be. But I'm here to tell you, you are the author of your story. What has happened to you in the past is simply a chapter, and you need to make some of the bad actors in it footnotes. Okay, it's just a part of what has happened to you. And guess what? You needed it to happen to you. I want you to type author in the comments to let me know that you understand that you are the author of your destiny. It's you. And that is me in my office in Philadelphia. Hopefully some of you will come to some of my events and you too can take this picture in my office. And so what is my mission? I actually have some of my clients on the live right now, and they can tell you this. My mission is to educate, train, and equip women to earn online income so they can focus on their families and lead full lives they love. And on the right-hand side, that is my son, KC. He just turned 8 years old. He is in his football uniform, and I'm happy because I was able to support him. There are so many women who work great jobs, earning great money, but guess what? They can't do this. They can't be there for their children, and they feel horrible. That is why my mission is to educate, train, and equip women to earn online income. And I just did a program called Ecom for Women, where I show women and help them to build their own Amazon and Shopify store. And some of them are actually on here, and maybe they can share some of their experience. So this is part of my story. This is my mission, and this is where I'm coming from. So what is today all about? Today is about how to set sexy goals and achieve them. And as far as I know, ladies, you all want to create, hold on, what's going on here? All right, here we go. We should be fine now, I think we should be fine. Where is this at? Hold on, I'm still learning how to use this over here. Here we go. All right, we're back. I'm back, ladies, so forgive me. Give me like another week or two and I will be a pro. You hear me? I will be a pro with YouTube Live. So I'm going to give you about 7 steps of how you can create and achieve sexy goals. They gotta be sexy. So ladies, we're gonna have some fun, okay? And fellas, ladies, fellas. I want you to envision someone who you believe is very sexy. It can be a celebrity or someone in your life. If you're married, let's just keep it PC. Just envision your husband or your spouse. But for some fun, some of the single ladies, if you can write down somebody who you think is sexy, I mean, like when you see a picture of this person, gives you some tingles and stuff. If you can write that person's name in the comments, I would love that, because you can help me and you to have fun. So everyone go. I need you to type the name of a sexy person in the comments, because I'm going to have some fun. Ooh, Monique said Morris Chestnut. Yes, because I'm going to have some fun with you, okay? And for me, I would type Denzel. Denzel is sexy. Morris Chestnut is sexy. Come on with some more of those names, all right? Because this is the thing. You have to create sexy goals. Now, let me dive into the lesson. Many of you are used to creating New Year's resolutions, and it's good, okay? New Year's resolutions are good, actually, and I actually support, all right, Mindy's husband, Joe. All right, Joe. So I actually support New Year's resolutions, believe it or not. I think they're wonderful, but here's the thing. Most people, they never stick to them. And I'm gonna explain to you why they never stick to them. But fundamentally, many people, yes, Tyrese is sexy. Will Smith, yes. Most people don't realize what a resolution is. A resolution is something that you have resolved to do. And to resolve means that you're going to keep trying, you're going to keep doing it until you complete it. That is what it means to resolve, to be resolved. So that's the root of a resolution. So a New Year's resolution, I don't bash New Year's resolution like, oh, they don't work. They do work if you understand what a resolution is. A resolution is a deep-seated commitment. Now you're speaking my language. And a commitment is, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do no matter what. That is a commitment. So a resolution is really a really strong commitment to something. So I believe when people set New Year's resolutions, they really do mean it. They just don't know how to do it. And hopefully over these next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you how to do it. So listen, if you set New Year's resolutions, type resolution in the comments, because I'm proud of you and I'm going to help you. So Robin said Lance Gross was fine. Joe the singer was fine. All right. So there are a lot of people that are really fine, right? So here is the first thing. When you set a goal, in order for it to be sexy, in order for it to be a Morris Chestnut kind of goal, in order for it to be a Denzel kind of goal, in order for it to be a Brad Pitt kind of goal, in order for it to be a Tyrese Gibson kind of goal, whatever your version of sexy is, it must strictly be a goal that scares you, and it's a goal that's strong enough to pull you on those days that you want to give up. Your goals must pull you. On the days that you want to give up, if it's not that kind of goal, it's not even worthy of you. I don't set goals that are not worthy of my time, energy, and effort. I don't set goals that are not sexy, because when you think about a sexy person, right? Even if it's your husband, it's like you could be having a bad day, but let them call you on the phone, ladies. Your whole, our whole everything just changes. It's like, ooh, what you say, baby? I ain't doing nothing. Your whole everything. That's how your goal should be. And then the goal, right? It keeps you going when you're afraid. Because when you set these really big, sexy goals, right, ladies, you're going to be afraid. And if you're not afraid, if the goal isn't big enough. All right. So yes, you need a sexy goal that when you think about it, it's just like, I'm frustrated, but I ain't going to give up. You know what I mean? That's a sexy goal. So everybody keep your Mars chestnut, keep your whomever is sexy to you. Keep that in mind. Imagine when you're ready to give up, Mars is whispering in your ear, babe, you got this. Don't give up. Only you could do this, baby. Yeah, I bet you change your tune then, wouldn't you? If whomever you thought was sexy started whispering in your ear, you got this. You could. How many of you would change your tune? I know you would. Just type tune in the comments, and it's all good because we know what we're talking about, right? So here we go. All right, so now that you've established what a sexy goal is, and that a goal should bring the most out of you, it's not about the money or the car or the man or whatever. It's about you. The first thing, you must respect your ideas. Many times, a lot of us are so thoughtful and we're always thinking and we're so creative. But the problem is we don't respect our own ideas. We say, an idea comes by, right? And it comes into your mind. And instead of you treating it like, you ever see a butterfly that flies up to you? And if you're really still, it's just like it lands on your shoulder. That's how most God-given ideas, those creative ideas that come to you, those answers, that's how they come to you, right? But instead of being delicate with it and treating it like a beautiful butterfly that trusts you enough to come close to you enough and land on you, instead, what we do? We swat it away like a nasty gnat or a fly. Stop that. Respect your ideas, because that one idea could lead to that $1 million idea. Or it could be that $1 million idea. It could be what you prayed for. So you're going to respect your ideas. Before I move on, how many of you discount your ideas? And it's like, man, that's stupid. It'll never work. It's already been done before. How many of you have ever discounted your ideas? If you have, type discount in the comments. Oh yeah, see these ladies, they're over here, it's so funny. They said that they would change their tunes if they're a sexy person. Baby, come on. You can do, yeah, you sure would change your tune, but guess what? I'm gonna show you how you can be that motivation for yourself. But here's the deal, we must our ideas. Stop discounting our ideas. It is not cool. That is a form of self-disrespect. Your ideas are worthy of you cutting out the chatter in your mind and for you to stop and listen. Don't discount them anymore. If you don't know how to do it, if it scares you, guess what? That's a sexy goal right there. If you don't know how you're going to do it, that's a perfect example of a sexy goal. So one, you're going to respect your ideas. They are yours. They were given only to you. The second thing, you got to write it down. When you write down your goals and ideas, it's like you're giving them a birth certificate, right? Like if someone was born, in order to certify that you're from the United States or wherever, you need a what? You need a birth certificate. Your ideas are the same way. They need a birth certificate. They need you to write them down. I keep all kinds of journals around me, but just lately I've been in a simple notebook. This is my notebook, right? And within the notebook, I write down everything. So Get Busy Living is saying she thinks she's missing the chat session. Well, not really, because we actually see you in the chat. So I see you, Get Busy Living. I see you. You're in the chat. So you're going to write it down, ladies. And here's the thing. I'm at the point where I can just have a regular old notebook, but in the beginning, get yourself a lovely, pretty journal that symbolizes you, whether you like butterflies or rainbows or unicorns or it's your favorite color. Go to the dollar store. Get a journal that makes you light up, that makes you feel special, because you have to now, this is you giving birth to those ideas that you now respect. You gotta write it down. And in writing them down, put a date. Put the date that you conceive this idea, because whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve. That is true. So I want you to write down conceive, because that is true. Whatever your mind can conceive, it can achieve. But you must write it down. Write down the date that this idea came to you. Right? That's all I need you to do, and write down the idea. So now the third step is to now visualize that you have achieved this goal. You've achieved the goal, not Shalina Diva, not Taraji P. Henson, not Beyonce, not your neighbor you follow online, but you have achieved this. Because here's the thing with visualization. You must visualize things happening to, through, and for you. No one else. It has to be happening to, through, and for you. You must visualize yourself driving that new car. You must visualize yourself in that new house. You must visualize yourself in that healthy relationship. You must visualize yourself earning that money. And when you do that, right, my mentor says you got to turn yourself on. Remember we talked about passion? And he says whenever you're actually dreaming about a goal, he said it's fulfillment. It's Reverend Ike. He says it should feel good. So we're going to break this down. Let's just say you want a new house. You can get so detailed, like, you know what? I want the temperature to be this, the fireplace going, my kids have their room, I'm in my favorite slippers, and you know what the paint color is on the wall. You picked out your favorite chair. In your kitchen, you already know what kind of appliances you want. That stainless steel. You want the two kind of ovens. You know, you want that granite. You want that granite top. Can you guys start to visualize that? And then it's you. I always like to think of like the backyard. It's you and your girlfriends and your family and your friends and Mars or Will Smith or whomever. They're in your backyard or on your deck. And they are enjoying your barbecue. You have to become so vivid. You got to give your mind something to work with. So the way that you do that is first you realize that it's for you. It's only for you, and you can do it and you can have it. So I want you all to type in here that I can have it in the comments. I can have it. So here are some things that I do to take the limits off when I'm visualizing it before I go to sleep. Most of us, we probably just drift off to sleep. But no, you can start to be more responsible. When you drift off to sleep, take a nice hot bath or a nice hot shower, light some candles and calm yourself. But when you lay down, before, you know that stage before you like close your eyes, just kind of laying there and it feels good. I want you to lay there, but I want you to begin to think about how you would feel if you achieved whatever that goal is that you wrote down. How would you speak? How would you interact with people? What would you say? And it should feel good. And what's going to happen is when you go to sleep, you're going to feel good in your sleep. And then if you remember you wrote those goals down, I said if you don't know how to achieve it, don't worry. When you start going to sleep like this, guess what's going to happen? Goals are going to start coming to you, and the answers and the kind of people you need to talk to, it happens in your sleep. You have to start doing it. So I want you to type visualize in the comments. Type visualize in the comments. Then what I want you to do is I want you to now that you wrote out the goals, you're learning how to visualize, you're visualizing yourself, right? What I then want you to do is I want you to create a list. And the list is get a piece of paper, and on one side, we're going to create one list, and on the other side, we're going to create the other. So most people, when they want to create a goal, they start with like what they want. I want the new car. I want the new job. I want a new relationship. I want a better relationship with my children. I want, which is great. We're going to get to the wants. But something I discovered in August of 2016 was, don't start with what you want. Start with what you will give first, and then what you will receive. Most people, I want. No. What will you render? What will you give first? And I never did it before. And remember, we're visualizing, right? We're visualizing all these different things, and we're feeling good. So I started from a place of, if I did earn that kind of money, if I did have this, if I did achieve that, I would be so much happier. I would have more time on my hands. Guess what? I would actually go back into the school system and do my Diva Academy workshops. And I wrote that down. Like, that's something I'm going to give. I'm going to mentor these little girls. I'm going to empower them. I'm going to do so much because I'm now in a position. See, in my mind, I was now in a position to mentor these girls and not have to worry about their parents, or the school not being able to pay me. Because why? I was now earning much more money in my mind first. Then I said, I want to go to colleges and I want to inspire and empower the college students about entrepreneurship. And then I'm like, you know what? I want to speak on autism. My son has autism. I want to speak on autism. Then I said, you know, in Philly, I want to really start having these live workshops. I had never had a live business workshop because I was afraid. I was afraid that nobody would show up, that nobody would come. But I was like, but if I achieved what I had written down, those goals, I shouldn't have a problem with that. So that kind of helped me with that fear. I said, I'm going to have these live business workshops. I'm going to meet these women, and then I'm going to create an online group, because I never had an online Facebook group before, like just a group. I had coaching programs, the group, you know, the group was a benefit, but I never just had a group that I started. Once again, I thought nobody would sign up, right? So then I said, you know what? I don't think people are going to sign up, whatever. But I said, you know, if I had achieved those things, I would create a group, because I saw the group as an online space for women. I said I would go mentor the girls, create a group, mentor college students, and start speaking about autism. And when I did that, I said, man, this feels so good. Like, I felt as if I was doing those things, and the joy that I got from just believing that I was doing it, it felt so good. And I'm like, man, what more can I do? And then something hit me, ladies. It hit me that my business is a form of service. How many women are online entrepreneurs? And not only that, sometimes you have a hard time selling. Type selling in the comments. You have a hard time selling. Type selling in the comments. A lot of times, especially women entrepreneurs, we have a hard time selling our services because we don't want to come off as being salesy. We don't want to come off as being cheesy. You know, we don't want people to feel like we're trying to get over them. It's about the money. Well, listen, once I started leading from I am serving, I realized that my business and my services were just that, a service that can help women. And it's like knowing that you have the cure to cancer and you're not sharing it. That's not right. Some of your businesses can help, because remember, you're in business to earn money, but in order to earn the money, you must solve a problem. You're in business to solve a problem. That is key. Write down problem in the comments. If you're not solving the problem, you're not going to earn money. And if you're solving a small problem, you're going to earn small money. If you're solving a bigger problem, you're going to earn bigger money. That's just how it works. It's fundamental. So I started seeing me showing up, doing Facebook Lives, getting back on YouTube, giving out advice. I started seeing that as service. Then I started seeing what I had to offer as a service, and it made me feel like I will never, ever be ashamed again to present my ideas, products, or services, because it's that they are a service. I'm out here to help people, not rip people off, not rob them. And those people who come at you and they're like, oh, your prices are too they're not your ideal client or customer. But there are people out there You know, there are people out there who they have a problem and they need you to solve it. So I started writing down all of my programs, products, and services as what I would give. And then it finally hit me. If you ever heard of Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, he says that, you know, you must first get in your mind what you plan to give in order for you to receive the riches that you want. I said, I get it now. Your services, your products, that's what you shall render and give to the world. And, you know, helping other people. So let me tell you, by the time I got down to the bottom of the front page, I was just on fire. I felt rich. Like, honestly, I felt like I was just so wealthy. And I told myself, I said, this is the day that you became a wealthy woman. And I'm like, I get it now, because I made service the bedrock of how I show up in the world. If you just make your goals, I want the money, I want the car, you'll get that, but you'll be empty. Because the fundamental thing about a goal is it's never about the house, the money, the car, the weight. It's about, what is this goal making of you? Is it making you a better woman? Is it making you a better man? Did it make you realize that you had some hangups you had to get rid of? That is a true, sexy goal that is worthy of you. And some of my econ for women, ladies will tell you, like, we had an honest conversation on Sunday, and I said, you know, you thought you were just going to learn how to build an Amazon and Shopify store, but what did you learn about yourself? And some of them are here on the chat. If you could share some of what you learned with some of the women who are not familiar with econ for women, it would be amazing. Like, the answer that they told me, it was like, Shalina, like, I realized that I start and stop, but since I've been in econ for women, I haven't given up. And that is major, because remember, how you do anything is how you do everything. So as the women are typing what they've gotten out of the program, how it helped them personally, the next thing that we're going to do is we are now going to talk about the next part of the page, because we talked about what we're going to give. The next part is, now it's your chance to let your ideas, your thoughts, your dreams run wild. Take the limits off of what you believe is possible for you. You can have it. You can have it. Take the goals, take the limits off of God, take the limits off of yourself. You can have it. You want to, after you did what I just told you to do, you want a Corvette? You want a red one? Write it down. You want a BMW? You want a white one? Write it down. I just went ham. I said, I want a vacation. My son Casey and I wanted us to have a vacation. I wanted my boyfriend to have a vacation. I wanted to have a vacation with my boyfriend and myself, my sister and her boyfriend, then me and my sorority sisters, the women of Delta Sigma Theta. Then I wanted to have, I had like 50 million vacations I wanted to do. And then I wrote down the kind of car I wanted, what kind of house I wanted, the kind of credit I wanted. I went ham, okay? Because we put too many limits. And if you're the kind of person, let's be honest, you put too many limits on yourself, type limits. Type no limit, no limit. Type no limits in the comments, because you are worthy of everything that you desire. You are worthy of it. And you can have it. So type no limits, right? And then, but in the midst of me going ham and writing all this stuff down, what I realized is, I said, you know what though? These material things are great, but what would be even greater is if I had $1 million work ethic. Is if I had more patience. Is if I didn't give up so easily. I didn't allow the frustration to cause me to stop so easily. Is if I was just more honest. And then I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I burst into tears when I got to that part, because I was like, now I see what Jim Rohn was saying. The goal is not about the house or the car. It's about to make you better. And I knew in my heart of hearts that I was not working up to my full capacity. I knew that I was still allowing fear to dictate my every move. I knew that. I knew that I wasn't working as hard as I could. I knew that I wasn't taking advantage of my most precious asset, which is my time. So I said I wanted to be a better steward of my time. I just wanted to be bolder. I wanted to be more fearless. And then when I got to that part of the list, y'all know I just lost it crying, because I'm like, man, I can achieve what I said on the first side if I were more resilient, if I was just more determined, if I just had a better work ethic. So not only do I want you to write what you desire materially, I want you to write down what you desire and it's intrinsic. What do you want to desire to help you become a better person? And I'm telling you, those traits will help you to become more successful. Yes, so those traits will help you to become successful. You can't have $1 million if you don't have $1 million work ethic. It will just never happen. And having $1 million work ethic does not mean that you're just busy running around. No, you can have that one idea that you respected from the beginning, that you wrote down, that you visualized about, that you set a sexy goal around, that you took out a piece of paper. On the front, you wrote down what you're going to give. Then you wrote what you wanted to receive. That's how you can achieve that $1 million. Are you guys starting to see how it all comes together? All of this happens before you even plan. Before you even plan the goal. Before you even start writing out the steps. You do these things, I'm telling you, because a lot of times people are like, they get lost because they go from, okay, I had this idea, I wrote it down, let me write out the steps. If you're going to get lost because you missed all those different steps. And when you start dreaming at night about how this is going to happen for you, the ideas, the people, the places you need to go, it's going to come into your sleep. Mark my words. Or when you get up the next day, you're going to have a conversation. You're going to see something on Facebook. Somebody's going to say something and it's going to trigger something. So get in the habit. Get in the habit of doing this, right? And then, you know, we're dreaming big. We made that list. I want you to take that list and I want you to write it out on paper. Write it out. There's something about pen to paper, pencil to paper. Write it out. I want you to you know, you put the date on it, fold it up, put it in a box. Put it in a box. But before you put it in a box, I want you to then take those ideas and write them on a computer. And it's like, well, Shalina, I just gonna write them on a computer. No, listen to me. Get your journal, pen, pencil, write it down. And then before you take it out of your book and you fold it and you put it in a box. This is my box right here. Right here, this is my box. Before you do that, I want you to make it a Google Doc. Make it a Google Doc. And write down everything that you wrote on the front and the back. Write it down. I'm going to need you to write it down because I'm about to show you how you're going to actually start achieving those goals. So you need to have them written on a computer somewhere. And then I want you to take out the original, fold it up, put it in a box. If you're following me, type box in the comments. Type box. All right. So now we have to plan. We have to plan. So you wrote the goal down. And so now you have to plan. You have to write it out. And my clients know, I tell them every Sunday, set your sail for the week. What that means is you are to write out that one goal. I only work on one goal at a time. I tell you, only work on one. I can't work on more than one. You need to be one track minded, right? I work on one goal, but I break it down into parts. People say, okay, how do you eat an elephant? One chunk at a time. How do you achieve a goal? One part at a time. And my e-com for women clients, they're on here. They know. Messing with Shopify. Now do you ladies see why we rolled it out the way that we did, section by section by section? Do you see if you try to tackle it all at once, you would get so frustrated and you would walk away from something that is truly worthy of you, but that is not how you attack a goal. Like the same way that we respect ideas, you must respect the goal. You can't achieve it in one day. You can't cram for a goal the way you cram for a test. You take that goal and you break it down into its parts. Some goals are going to be so big, they must have sections. So you take a section, and in that section, every day, Monday through Friday, take a piece of that section, write it down. And once you write it down, you tackle, like on Monday, I'm going to do part A. You tackle it first thing in the morning. We call that slaying your dragons. Your dragons, you must slay them. Far too often, you know what we do? We get up, we waste time. And a lot of times, we spend a lot of time and energy on things that are not worthy of us. So if you have a major goal, you need to attack it. You need to slay that dragon first thing in the morning. Because once you slay it, you now have energy to do all the other stuff. You know what we normally do? We normally do all the tedious stuff before we get to the important stuff. Then when we get to the important stuff, we are genuinely tired. You are tired. No wonder you're tired. because you wasted your energy on things that weren't important. You take your goal first thing in the morning. I want you to slay that dragon, slice his, cut his head off. And it's just one thing. And then on Tuesday, you move to something else. On Wednesday, you move to something else. If you're rolling with me, type dragon. Type dragon in the comments if you're rolling with me. So you're going to take your goals and you're going to break them down into sections. And each section, each part, allocate that to Monday, to Tuesday, to Wednesday, to Thursday. And you're going to set all this when? On Sunday. And then what you really want to get jiggy with it, jiggy, I love saying jiggy. I know it's a 90s word, but a way that you can get jiggy is on Sunday you set the sail. And you know, on Monday I'm going to do this, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, boom, boom, boom. But to really kill it, Sunday night, you think about Monday and you're going to list out everything you're going to do on Monday before you wake up. So the night before, I'm telling you, and you just check stuff off, check, 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 check. So you have it written down. The reason why I wanted you to transfer it to a computer is you're going to track your goals. You're going to check off things that you achieve, and you're going to see, you're going to move some stuff around in terms of importance because it's all about prioritizing. And I prefer a Google Doc with someone that you trust because you need someone to hold you accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable. And even me, I have a team and they hold me accountable. Because if you want to become successful and achieve those sexy goals, your word must be your bond. You have to respect yourself enough to do what you said you were going to do. You have to get there, and you may need someone. So you want to be able to say, look, with my assistant, I was like, listen, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Can you hold me accountable? And my assistant, Tamika Michelle, my clients know her. She's a beautiful, wonderful woman. She held me accountable. Like, well, Shalina, you said you were going to do this. Where are we on this? I was like, you know what? You're right. And that held me accountable. And so I just got in the habit of doing this. And remember, I didn't know how all this stuff was going to work out. For example, the Diva Academy, getting back into the schools. And I just know I set my intention and I met it with my heart. I wrote it down. I started thinking of things I needed to do. Suddenly, people, places, and things started lining up for me to get back into the schools. A little girl reached out to me, asked me to mentor her because I wanted another intern. And then the Harry Connick Jr. show reached out to me and they wanted to interview me about what? Diva Academy. They reached out to me a few days after I wrote down my goals and what I would give. And Diva Academy is at the top. The Harry Connick Jr. show reached out to me about Diva Academy. I was like, whoa, these are like magical goals, right? Like, whoa. And then I'm going to show you later on through pictures what became of that. But you have to do the work, which is the next point. After you, after you write down the plan, you must take daily action. Like, you have to take action. You got to surround yourself with people who get you, people who hold you accountable, people who are reaching for the same goals that you are, and they're supportive, right? You must touch your dream or goal every single day, even if it's for 20 minutes. Type touch my dream in the comments. You've got to touch them every single day. Like, your dreams and goals are not set it and forget it. And remember that word resolution? You must resolve that you're going to stand by this goal until it happens. That's a resolve. That's a resolution, right? And you really have to become like a bamboo tree. A bamboo tree, right? People think that bamboo trees just sprout up overnight. They do not sprout up overnight. Actually, a bamboo farmer, it takes them 4 to 5 years. I think it's like 4 years. They must water this seed that they cannot see. It's under the ground. They must water it over the course of 4 years and not see a harvest, not see any sign, any evidence that they're not crazy, that it's really something growing. Some things that are really worthy of you, you're not always going to see something manifest overnight. I have a good friend, Erica Michelle. She says this. She says, anything that blows up overnight, it usually has infection in it. So stop thinking when you see successful people that they got there overnight or that they got hooked up or somebody gave them a break. Somebody may have given them a break, but it's based upon all the things that I'm telling you. So with that bamboo for 4 years, there's no evidence. But then in the 5th year, in the bamboo tree's own timing, it breaks through, it's groundbreaking, and it shoots up to the sky. And people are like, oh my God, it happened overnight. No, it didn't. It's like you were not there when I was crying. You were not there all those late nights. Me almost pulling my hair out from frustration, betrayal. You were not there. So how dare you tell me I'm an overnight success? How dare you? Even Michael Jordan says, you know, people say it's his God-given gift. He says you were not there those early mornings in the gym. You were not there when I took all those shots. You were not there. So don't tell me it was just my talent. Don't you dare. This is years of practice. This is years of great habits. So what I'm trying to impart to you are great habits that will help you to achieve any goal. And so finally, you've taken action. And the thing is, you must touch your goal every day, but you must also adjust while you're in the air. The problem is we think that we're going to get it right the first time. You're not. And you shouldn't want to get it right. But you must be committed enough, like, okay, I gave it a try. Didn't quite work, but I'm committed. I have resolved to do this. I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep trying. You must course correct and seek to be effective and not perfect. It's not about perfection. It's about being effective. And remember, God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And that's why if you keep these before you, like the Bible says, keep, you know, thy word have I hid in my heart. And you got to keep your goals before you every single day, like this, every day. Keep them before you. Because you know what's going to happen. You're going to start ticking off one at a time all those goals. So I shared some of my goals a little earlier on, and I'm about to show you the results of my strategy of why you want these sexy goals, okay? So how many of you are ready? You're still rolling with me, and you're ready for me to reveal some of the results of my sexy goals. Type sexy in the comments. Type sexy. All right. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. If you're ready for me to type sexy. All right, they're ready. So we're back to how we create those sexy goals. Here are some of the results, ladies. Remember, I was afraid to do live events. Remember, I was so afraid to do live events. But I pushed past my fears, and I went for it, ladies. And this is actually the second live workshop that I did in Philadelphia. And these are some beautiful women. These are my Econ for Women ladies. And pictured with us is Anthony LeVar Johnson. He was our motivational speaker. But these ladies came to learn how to set up their Amazon and Shopify stores. Don't they look beautiful? When you move past your fears, there are other people waiting on you. So here was the goal about having the live events, even though I was scared out of my mind. But I went for it, ladies, and I did it. Here's some pictures of us. They're actually here. They're working on their laptops, getting step-by-step instruction. I was so happy. Don't they look beautiful? If these ladies look beautiful, just type beautiful, because it's not so much about, oh, the ladies are beautiful, but it's beautiful to see anyone look their fear down, stare their fear down, and show up. To me, that is beautiful. Here's another. This is actually for my first event. Once again, beautiful ladies coming. This was such an amazing event. It was so big for me. And I'm just so excited. And remember, I said I wanted to do more with the Diva Academy. So here I am pictured with, I was on a Harry Connick Jr. show. It's called Harry. And if you see the lower third is Shalina. I'm the founder of Diva Academy. I was able to share my story with millions of people about Diva Academy and where it came from. And this happened, I wrote my goals down August 18th, 2016. I appeared on the Harry Connick Jr. show on September 23rd, almost a month later. So when you set your intention, things happen. They line up. Also, monetarily, I had a goal, ladies. I wanted to earn $10,000 in one day. I set that goal last year, And it happened for me this year. So I received a $10,000 payout from Eventbrite. And the thing is, I had to get around people who also dreamed that big. People who dreamed bigger than I did. Who say, girl, that's possible. So that was also a dream of mine. It was also a dream of mine. There are so many other dreams and that I have achieved. And I'm just so happy in creating an online space for women. I have done that, and I have more work to do. And so before I close out this YouTube live, I actually want to tell you all about something that I have coming up. It's my next program. It's called Icon. It's video blogging, but it's called Icon. Create a video channel that builds your brand and your bank accounts. Believe it or not, many of my clients that I've had recently have all come from YouTube. It's amazing. By doing things like this, how I have gained clients. I built my email list, and women have been really following me, and it's just been really, really beautiful. So I'm going to quickly tell you guys about Icon and how you can find out more information about Icon. That's what's on the horizon. So how many of you are interested in building a YouTube channel that builds your brand and your bank account? Type Icon in the comments. Type Icon in the comments. Ladies, forgive me, I'm still getting used to this. I'm still getting used to this whole YouTube thing, so you gotta forgive me. No, it's not this one. Oh, I'm back. Hey, I'm back. I'm sorry, I'm back. Sorry, I'm back. So, ladies, this is what, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. This is weird for me. Please forgive me. So yes, Icon. A lot of ladies are interested in Icon. Icon is wonderful. And if you want to know more information about it, because it hasn't, I haven't released it yet. So if you want to know more about it, be sure to join my email list. It's in the description below. It's in the description below. Join the email list. I will be rolling out the details about Icon. And I'm going to do different levels, because there are going to be some people who are going to want to get like some coaching from me. That's fine. There are going to be people who just want to, you know, kind of get the answers. That's going to be fine. I'm going to create that. So in order to hear about Icon and how I have used Icon in my business to really help me, I'm going to need you to be on my list. And when you're on my list, get in my online group called Laptop Wi-Fi and Selly, and I will keep you posted on Icon. I'm telling you, it's going to be a fabulous program. All of my things, I strive for them to be fabulous, but there are going to be different ways for you to learn, because if you are not using YouTube in your business, you are missing out on so much. I have gotten clients directly from YouTube lives like this. They follow me, they're on my list, and it's really helpful. My channel is growing. I'm almost at 31,000 subscribers. You need YouTube in your mix. So I'm glad to see. No, Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn's like, Gwendolyn, if I waited until I got over my fear of doing live events, then you and I, our paths would have never crossed. Many times you have to start before you're ready, before you think you're ready. And you are ready. You are ready. So I'm going to go over to the comments to see if anyone has any questions for me. So to learn more about Icon, make sure you're on my list. It's in the description box below. Make sure you do that. Does anybody have any questions about achieving sexy goals? Because remember, your goals have to pull, they have to have the power to pull you on the days you don't want to get out of bed, on the days you're frustrated, on the days you want to give up, on the days that people told you you're never going to make it. You need your goals to be that powerful. You don't need wimpy goals. You need those sexy goals. You need those goals that's like Mars Chestnut, like, come on, babe, you could do it. You're so close. You need those kind of goals. And I'm going to tell you, with that $10,000 goal, you have no idea what I went through to achieve that. And remember, the goals are to make you a better man or a better woman. To achieve that $10,000, I went through something really interesting in my business, really funky in my business. It could have really crumbled. It could have really destroyed some things, but I just kept forging ahead. I kept moving on, and I made it about the people and not about me. And because I soldiered on, that $10,000 was like waiting behind. And you know, you may not have a goal of achieving $10,000 and that's fine, but that's my goal. That was my goal. So now I'm dreaming of a bigger one. You may just want to lose weight, and that's good. And I respect your goal, respect mine. You know, and we all don't desire the same things, and that's beautiful. But don't put someone else down because you don't think their goal is worthy. You know, because they could easily not think your goal is worthy, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because it's about you. So if you have found value, if you found value in this YouTube live, type value in the comments. And okay, so Get Busy Living. That's an interesting name, and I'm going to tell you why. She says, I'm stuck. Many people are stuck because they aren't listening to that still small voice. They aren't respecting that idea that keeps flying around you. You keep swatting it away. There's usually some self-doubt. There's some fear. And there's probably some comparison going on. Comparison is the devil. You are stuck because you refuse to move forward. You are stuck because you are afraid to commit to an action. Usually when people are like, I can't decide, that's the answer. Decide. Decide means to choose one path and cut off the other. And a lot of times as women, making decisions is so terrible and hard for us in the beginning. It used to be that way for me, but being homeless, that whole experience, I know how to make a decision, and I delight in making decisions now. Because in the end, guess what? You decide, you do it. If it doesn't work, choose something else. But never be afraid to decide and commit. I'm telling you, if you committed, if you were honest about your fears, and what you're afraid. Remember, I was afraid of live events. And a lot of times your fears are unwarranted. I was like, if I have a live event, nobody's going to show up. Are you kidding me? But I really thought that. So no, that's a true fear. It was legit. It was like a legitimate fear of mine. So I'm not going to knock your fear. But do you have self-doubt? Do you have fear? And are you comparing yourself? And are you afraid to commit? If you can answer those questions, you will get unstuck. And just like your name says, get busy living, girl. Get busy achieving. Get busy doing. Because when you're stuck, you're not doing. You're like window shopping in life. You're on the outside looking in. But guess what? Not only can you go in that store and have what you want, but you own the store. So get busy living. Get busy living. All right. Is there anyone else who has a question for me? Okay. Desire to leave. Okay. Gwendolyn says, the desire to leave a job with a salary that sucks is what drives me every day. Yes. Now, here's the deal to help you with that, Gwendolyn. You're saying it's a job that sucks, right? But listen, your job is bankrolling your success. Your job is what gives you the finances to invest in courses like Econ for Women. Your job is what keeps a roof over your head. So start to look at your job as your number one client. That's your number one client, right? Start looking at how does your job earn its money? How does your company get its clients? What systems do they have in place? What role do you play at their job? Because everything, if you start looking at it through those eyes, you're going to start basically going to business school. Because if they're hiring you and other people, they're doing something right. You're inside of a business model and you don't even realize it. And you're going to be able to use what you've learned, what you are learning in that job for your own business. And then too, Grant Cardone says, if you can't succeed at a job that you hate, if you can't succeed at a job that you hate, you'll never succeed at a job that you love. So no matter where God puts you, where you're planted, you should be able to thrive. So Gwendolyn, I want you to change your confession. This is a job I love because it bankrolls my success. This is a job I love because it keeps the roof over my head. And they're paying me to learn their systems. They're paying me to learn. You've got to turn it around. And once you do that, you're going to become a better employee. They may be trying to give you a raise, girlfriend, even if you're not trying to hear it. But because you're leading with gratitude instead of hatitude. It's gratitude. Hatitude isn't really a word, but because you're leading with gratitude, it's going to turn around for you. And then those other businesses that you're doing, you're going to bring that positive energy to that. and things are going to turn around. Mark my words. Are there any more people who has any questions for me? Because this is some coaching now. There's some coaching right here. Any more? So I will wait because we're at 9. I'll wait till 9:05, and then I will end this YouTube live. I thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. So this is the first one of the year, and my goal is every Sunday night I'm going to be here at 8 p.m. But I'm actually going to be here with a business, online business strategy. But this is the first YouTube live of the year, and I wanted to help you with your mindset. And you all said that you felt value. Okay, so you're welcome, Gwendolyn. I love myself some Gwendolyn Davis. She is awesome. So Marguerite is asking, how much time must I put into building my e-com initially for me to be successful? Marguerite, that's actually a question that some of my clients like Vindy and Monique and Vindy, Monique, and Gwendolyn can answer for you. It's all about how much you want to put into it. It really is. Like, it's a ton of research that you have to do. You have to set it up, and it's about how much time you want to put into it. So they can answer better. They can answer better for you than I can, because it's about how bad do you want it. You know, Shopify is a beast. Do you hear me? But it's worthy of you. It's a goal that is so worthy, because once you get it set up and those sales starts rolling in, you won't forget all the labor, all the pain. You'll forget it. But a lot of women, I think on average, they may spend about 2 hours a day on their store initially setting it up. But they can answer it better than I can. Gwendolyn and them can answer it better than I can. Do I have any more questions? So, okay, Get Busy Living said, I need more knowledge. Remember, everything that you need is already in you. She says she needs more knowledge. You probably have the book that you need to read. And listen to your inner voice, because it all depends on what kind of knowledge you think you need. It may be a book, and it may happen like you're on the train going to work, and then somebody's actually on the train reading the book you need to be reading. And it's right there in your face, but we're so caught up thinking we're going to hear a big booming voice from the sky that you miss that visual. Then you'll see a commercial for it. Then you'll see it all over social media, and it's like, hello, you said you need knowledge. This is the book you need. In the turmoil and in the talk going on. So we need to slow down. And remember, everything you need is already in you. It's actually trying to get back to you. So whatever knowledge you need, those of you who are on jobs and you want to leave, get your skill sets up. Look at your job. What can you learn from it? Start appreciating it and doing things like building an e-com store on the side and letting it build. It will really help you. Don't just follow these gurus and just jump out there and fire your boss on Friday. How are you gonna pay your bill? How are you gonna pay your bills? Like, you need a plan. I'm all about having a plan. Yeah. So Marguerite, Gwendolyn said a couple hours a day. Bendy said, they do it in pieces. Monique, once again, these are all women who have stores that they built all their own. We did not build them for, they built their own stores. They're telling you they spent several hours a day. Now, you do that in the beginning, because as these ladies will tell you, once you get those systems in place, it begins to run itself and work on your behalf. So it's truly worthy. All right, so if you want to know more about Icon, if you're already on my list, don't worry, you will hear about it over the next week. If you are new to me and you're not on my list, the link is in the description box below. I want you to join me so that you can build your YouTube channel. I earn money from YouTube every month, and I get clients from doing things like this, and I want to show you how to do it as well. All right, ladies, so Happy New Year. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that you found value. Please like, comment, and share. Even though you're in the chat, for some reason, the comments in the chat don't translate over to the comments in the video. So after this video ends, can you, if you don't mind, can you come back and can you leave a comment, an actual comment about how much you have enjoyed this? Also, too, can you come back and in the description below, click on that link to join my list so you can find out more about Icon and other programs that I have. All right, so Happy New Year. Remember, the best is yet to come. Create those sexy goals, Morris. Chestnut, Denzel, all of those fine young gentlemen. Create those sexy kind of goals that will pull you forward and just stir your passion. And those are the goals that are worthy of you. Okay, so I will see you on the other side, everyone. Be blessed. Do I have any more questions? Yeah, so get busy living. Get busy living, yes. Get busy living. I have the link at the bottom of this video. Okay, you guys, so I will see you on the other side, and you be blessed. Have a great night.